Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the Office Line Generator project. In today's episode we're gonna expand on a microservice and add the route to get a random office line. And we're also gonna test this route in Postman. So it's gonna be a pretty short episode and we're gonna move through it pretty quickly. So first of all, inside our microservice we're gonna create a utils folder. And inside that we're gonna create our file, which is gonna be CSV util.js. We're going to require some things. So the first thing we're going to require is fs, and this is a Node's built-in file system module, and we're going to use it to be able to read our file and store its contents. And we're also going to need to require a path, which is also a built-in module, which is used for really simplifying the process of specifying where our file is in the file directory. And then we're also going to require CSV parser, which I mentioned in the setup video, but it will basically make it able so that the lines inside the CSV file can be processed as JavaScript objects. So that's going to simplify the process a bunch. Then we're going to create a function here, get CSV data, and we're going to create a results array, which is going to be empty at the start. And then we're going to use a promise. And this is because when you read a file, it can sometimes take some time, depending on how large the file is, some milliseconds or even some seconds in some cases. And we don't want our program to stop and wait for the reading to be done. We want it to continue with other tasks. So that's why we use a promise here. And we're going to do a fs create read stream. And this is basically because we don't want to read our whole file at once and have it in the memory, because it's unnecessary and can jog up your memory. So we're going to read it in a steady stream of a little data at a time. So think of it as a data stream. And we're going to specify our path to the office lines CSV file. And __dir name is so that we can begin moving from this file's location. And then we move up one folder into the microservice folder, and then inside the data folder, and we specify the officelines.csv file like this. And then we're going to pipe our data stream into the CSV parser module so that it will turn them into JavaScript objects. And then we're going to, for every row, a data row, we are going to do some stuff here. Sorry, like this. And we're going to push into our results array. And what we're going to push in is the different columns that we mentioned that is in the CSV file. So first we have character, and here we're going to get it from the data object like this. But if there is none, then we're just going to return an empty string like this. Yes, and then we're going to trim it in case there's any white spaces. We're going to do the exact same here for the line portion, or an empty string like this, and then we're going to trim it like this. And then we have some ints here. We're going to parse them as an int in case they are in the string format, and we're going to do it in the base 10. And we have episode data.episode _number base 10 like this. I'm just going to check that I have capitalization on, and it seems to be working fine. Good. Now after this, we're going to check when there is no more data, when it's at the end portion. Then we're going to check if we actually have some data or not. So we're going to check if there is no data objects in the results array. Then we're just going to raise a reject here with a new error of that the CS file is empty, like this. Otherwise, we're going to resolve with the results like this. And then we're going to check if we got some error while reading some of the lines. Then we're going to reject those errors so that we can see that. Like this, it seems like I have some format issue here. I'm going to quickly check over. Yeah, okay, so I forgot to do this. And this should be outside, not inside. And here we have it. This is our get CSV data function. It's going to take the whole file, CSV file, and it's going to create a read stream, and we're going to process it, and we're going to get out an array of the office lines as JavaScript objects. Now this is good, but we also want to be able to get a random entry from it. So for that, we're going to create another function, get random entry, we're going to call it. This is going to be an async function because we need to await the promise. And we're going to await get CSV data like this. And we're going to get a random index from the math module, math.random times data.length. And this is going to get a random index from 0 to the amount of rows in the data minus 1 because it starts at 0. So this will get a random entry from the data set. And we are just going to return that, that line. Now this is done. Now we can just export these functions. Get randoms entry and get CSV data like this. And this is the whole util file. I hope it makes sense. So now we have a way to read our file and get a random entry from it. Now, the only thing we need to do now is to actually create our route to get this random entry. But first, we need to import the get random entry from our util file. Okay, so now we have imported that. And we also need to set up some middleware. So we're going to use express.json. This will let us handle JSON objects. And we are going to use the course module that we installed in the last episode. And this will handle browser restrictions between our GUI and our API. We're going to use it as a middleware. And then we're going to define our only route of this very small API. It's going to be a get route. It's going to be at /random. It's going to be an async because again we will need to await 2 parameters, request and response. Inside here, we're going to have a try catch. Random data like this. And we're going to await get random entry. And the only thing it's going to do is it's going to respond with the random data like the random entry. If something goes wrong, we're going to catch it. And we're going to have just an all-encompassing response here. Typically, you would have several, like there is a bunch of stuff that can go wrong, but we are just going to have a 500 status code like this, and we are going to say failed to read CSV. Yeah, and that is it. So now we have everything we need to test it. So a very small and minimal API. Okay, but to be able to test it, we need to restart our Docker containers. So inside the root folder here, you can do docker compose down. And then when that's done, you're going to type docker compose up --build. I've already done this, so we can just move on to Postman. Now inside Postman here, we are going to create a new request. I've already done this, but you just press the plus button, then you choose get, and then you enter your URL. And this is the URL, localhost 4000/random. So if this works correctly, we're going to get a random entry and an office line. We got a 200 OK status, and we got a random office line here from the character Michael. Season 2, episode 9. We can do another one. It's also from Michael, another one from Phyllis, and so on. So now our API is working and we can move on in the next episode with our GUI. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in episode 3.